The question is, just for the record, is about the seeming contradictions of the 5-element system placement of the lung in the fall, and therefore the sunset time during the day and the kidney at winter time and midnight, etc. But then on the organ clock, it is where you have 12, and that's actually part of the answer, is the 12 system is 12 system, 5 system is 5 system. So when you overlap them, they're actually not contradicting each other, they're complementing each other. But what is the meaning of that? It's a very common question in my class. My students ask that all the time. 他就问这么一个问题，就经常我的学生们也有问，就是那个按五行的系统来说是肺秋天，肾冬天，那么这个肝就是春天。那么再是按照这种12脏腑之班，那么就突然一下肺就来到早上来了，那么肾就到下午，不是晚上。那么那个是怎么去解释？He said I already gave the answer. I'm teaching a class actually. When I teach my organ class, it's primarily teaching the 12 organ systems, which is the most expanded version of the 5 organ network. So if you understand the 12, it has everything in it. It has 5 elements, has 6 conformations, and it's got the 12ness itself in it. Whereas if you're looking at that through the lens of the 5, you have a hard time then explaining the 5ness. So what I always say to my students is that the lung we learn is metal, when actually the lung is number 1 metal, of course, because that's its elemental category. Secondly, it's wood, because the time from 3 to 5 in the morning is categorized as an earthly branch that's a wood branch. And then thirdly, it is it is earth, because it's a tie-in organ and tie-in dam. So to completely understand the lung, it's metal. Firstly, it is earth. Secondarily, and it is wood, number 3. That is also why when you cough up green slime, that's sometimes hard to explain. You need to bring the liver into the picture, but you can explain all of these phenomena from within. Why do you sometimes need to use 小柴胡汤, minor bupleurum decoction, to treat coughing that regular lung herbs can't clear? Is because the wood aspect of the lung is diseased.
对，它这个就是实际上更是一个大家要思考的课题，就是要思考的问题。它这个里面很深邃的，你看它它留住和这个事实的主食，除了心之外，它都不在一起啊。心它正在午时啊，午时流注到心啊，胃食这个小肠。那除了这个之外，水也不在当令，啊，因为肾也不在子时，肺也不在酉时，肝也不在卯时，啊，所以你细细去想，它是很有意思。那为什么要把金？应该来说，肺和大肠是属于金的，它放在春，按照早上嘛，对不对？所以我记得以前海纳讲过，就是说，春天它是一年最重要的时候，就是升起来的嘛，阳气要升起来嘛。可是阳气升起来，一个最重要的问题是什么呢？要先降下去，就是说浊要能降，清才能够升。所以他这个时候他就安排到肺跟大肠是这个主降的器官，它实际上就是为了更好的升，才是这样。
So many questions in Chinese medicine, they are actually very interesting. That's what he likes people to do, is to think about these questions that in the textbooks are always treated as if they're already answered. Whereas they really, everything in Chinese medicine is open to debate and is like a koan. It's a stimulus for you to come to the next level in a certain way. And for instance, from his perspective, that is almost the biggest contradiction there, that you have something that is classified as metal in the 5-element system. Metal energetically means down, is a down. Why do you put a down organ, not just the lung, but the large intestine, in the most up position? Because he says Chinese medicine is always, yin-yang thinking is opposite thinking. Linear thinking is up, you use the most up organ. But Chinese medicine very often is you use the down organ, only if things go down first, then they can rise. And so it's a circular type of thinking rather than a linear type of thinking. Another thing that is interesting is, once again, how this is bringing about the importance of the heart. All of these organs that in 5-element are classified in a certain position all end up in the 12th cycle in a different position. Only the heart stays in the same position. And I once, if you go through that cycle and you go, lung is metal first, is earth second, and is wood third, and then the large intestine is metal first, is Yangming metal second, and so it's metal, but then wood again, because the branch is wood. All of them are mixed. You come to the heart, you've got heart fire, you've got Shaoyin heat, that's fire again, and you've got the summer fire branch there. That's the only one that's pure. Fire, fire, fire. So you see how it stands out like a sore thumb. The heart is truly, just like in chapter 8, is the leader of the 8 organ networks.
Thank you so much. That just answered so many questions for me.
他说谢谢你刚才给他回答了很多问题。
所以早上大家就知道，早上起来那个大便是最重要的一个事情，就是对健康。那么它反映了你，它很综合地反映了你一个人的健康的水平，就是你能不能降浊、清冷卫生，就升降之道。
不是说是有一次就听到的 Worsley 的课，那门课专门是讲大肠和小肠的重要性。讲了半个小时，为什么最好的房间在家里面应该是厕所？因为他说你早上一进去，你不准你出来，一直到你该熟的那个时候，你就允许你出来，不然的话，整个一天，这个不好的东西还在你那个里面。So he said the reason, for instance, why it's the most important when you get up in the morning is you first need to go to the bathroom, because in the morning the job is, just like we talked in answer to your question, giving birth to the energy. How do you do that is by first going to the bathroom. If you do not have a bowel movement first thing in the morning, your whole day will be polluted. Your head will not be clear, you'll feel somewhat uncomfortable, and the rising function you're supposed to experience in the morning is not happening. So how do you stimulate the rising? By descending first. And I was adding a couple of sentences. The one lecture I heard by Worsley many years ago was about the importance of the large intestine. And if you've heard Worsley before, that was one of his favorite topics, is that why the toilet needs to be the most prettiest room in your house is because in the morning you're supposed to go in there, and not, even if it's an hour, you're not allowed to come out until you've done your business in there, because otherwise your whole day will be a different kind of a day.